I'm vacationing in Ireland for 2 weeks, so here's day one of hot Gael summer. Honestly, folks, day one was off to a rough start. I made my fiance and I wake up at 5 a.m. to get to this flight, and we were way too early. It was such a waste. So we had a drink, and I had probably the worst espresso martini I've ever had in my entire life. It's probably my fault for having a cocktail at 8 a.m., but the airport exists in liminal space, so there are no rules. But we finally arrived in Dublin, where we were staying at Staunton's on the Green, and that place was just so lovely. It's in a charming Georgian building filled with beautiful antiques, and it's right across from the Green, so it's a great location. I recommend you stay there. I only wish that these old buildings got better circulation because it was an absolute scorcher. I arrived on like the hottest day of the year, and I was so exhausted while I was in Dublin because I could not sleep. But I wasn't gonna let any of that stop me, so I walked around Dublin and explored a bit. It was just so beautiful. We ended up stopping for lunch at this place called Lennon's Yard, and they had great drinks, but my food was awful. Definitely would not recommend going to that place. It was super expensive. Like, I don't know if they know that Caesar salad is supposed to have flavor and not just taste like wilted lettuce with mayo, but maybe someone should tell them. Anyways, got some espresso because that like 3 hours of sleep and walking around the heat thing really was catching up to me, but walked around on the Green and then met up with Dervla. And also Caitlin, who is my fiance Nathan's sister, who's visiting us from California. And Dervla, of course, is our friend. She lives in Amsterdam with us and she's showing us around her city. But we started out with a private historical walking tour from a company that Dervla's dad recommended. Our guide's name was Dara, and we learned so much in that hour and a half we spent with them, so it was definitely worth it. Especially if you're a history nerd, because I believe that the company only employs history PhD students, so you're going to learn a lot from this tour. But after walking around for a while, we got thirsty, so we headed over to Grogan's to have our first pints of Guinness. And the company was good, the Guinness was good, we tried to split the creamer of a pint. But the thing that I really enjoyed was that here in Grogan's was the first place where I experienced that Irish sense of community. Like, people are looking out for you, and that's just something that I've really appreciated about my trip so far. Here at Grogan's, we were looking for a place to sit, and we couldn't find one, and these older people were like, hey, why don't you take our seats? We'll go sit over there. And I just can't believe that happened. It was so nice because it was such a busy day. Anyways, here's real footage of Caitlin reading to me James Joyce's love letters. I'm going to spare you the details, but let's just say he likes farts. We had a couple more Guinnesses, so I can try to forget that. And then it was time to have a spice bag. I've been dreaming of this moment. I even wore my spice bag earrings to dress for the occasion. I've been seeing on like TikTok and stuff that Xi'an, or Zian as they call it in Dublin, is not very good. Oh my god, what are you guys on about? That was the most delicious thing I've ever had in my entire life, especially as like a little drunk treat. It was like perfectly spiced with Sichuan peppercorn, so my mouth got a little bit numb, but not in a bad way. That was incredible. Oh my god, I wish I could eat that all the time. And then Caitlin left us because she was still on California time, so she was exhausted. But then we went out to Bruxelles to have another Guinness. And I tried to hang, I tried to party, but I'm old now, and we went to this bar that was playing awful music, so that was basically the end of my night. Tell me.